Warning. Pregnant women, the elderly, and children under 16 should avoid prolonged exposure to Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler may suddenly accelerate to dangerous speeds. Dirt Diggler has high gluten content and is not kosher, halal, or vegan safe. Do not ingest Dirt Diggler, as Dirt Diggler is for external use only. Discontinue listening to Dirt Diggler if any of the following occurs: itching, vertigo, dizziness, discoloration of urine, tingling in extremities, loss of balance or coordination, slurred speech, temporary blindness, profuse sweating, heart palpitations, increased use of profanity. If listening to Dirt Diggler gives you an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, you're welcome. Listening to Dirt Diggler may lead to unplanned pregnancies. If Dirt Diggler begins to smoke, get away immediately. Seek shelter and cover head. Dirt Diggler may stick to certain types of skin. When not in use, Dirt Diggler should be returned to a special container and kept under refrigeration. The ingredients of Dirt Diggler include, but are not limited to, a glowing substance which fell to the earth, presumably from outer space, and bad memories. Do not taunt Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler does not come with a lifetime guarantee. Dirt Diggler. Enjoy the show.
Extra heat.
What's going on? It is the Dirt Diggler and the Dork.
Right.
What up?
Hey, the dirtiest dirt and dork to ever. Dirt and dork if a dork and dirt could dirt dork.
Durka Jihad.
Nah, man. All right, so so we're through the tough times, right? Apparently, Microsoft released some patches, and we're able to get our audio stuff all working now. So now we can hear what's on the computer while we are recording, which we couldn't do before, right? So like the last 3 shows, we just been kind of recording and hoping it meshes with what's behind it and sliding left or right to make it work.
Apparently, it has worked. We've gotten a lot of good feedback from the audience. Thanks, guys.
It has worked. It's been successful. Our natural talent has shown through our technological problems. So props to us. High five.
Hey.
All right. So a lot of shit going on right now, but not in basketball, right? So we're still in the dead zone for football, right? Camp starts in like a week for most teams. Basketball is a dead area. There's just a little bit of bullshit we'll talk about later on in the show. But for the most part, you have the Wimbledon went down.
Yeah, Roger Federer won his 8th Wimbledon championship
and
today.
Venus was upset, which is upsetting, honestly.
It'll happen.
She's a legend.
She is, but she's not her sister, and her sister's pregnant.
Unfortunately, she's... all right, so before there was Serena, there was Venus. Like, no one had seen the amount of power and grace until Venus had arrived in the scene.
And as a teenager, no less.
Yeah, teenager. Like was it 16, 17-year-old Venus showed up. Black girl from Compton kicking everybody's ass. People were not happy. But it is what it is, right? Because, I mean, if you're going to do anything, you might as well be fucking racist assholes while you do it.
Right.
But she became one of the most dominant players ever in tennis. And then Serena comes out, which is apparently the newer and improved of the Williams sisters, because she was built like a goddamn brick shithouse.
Yeah, like Venus was the T800 and Serena's the T1000.
Yeah, Serena was just so much stronger and bigger than her sister. I mean, Venus is still very graceful, and Venus excels on like grass.
Yeah.
But Serena dominated literally on every other surface. Every other surface belonged to Serena, and for almost 2 decades now.
Yeah.
She's just been kicking everybody's ass.
Ever since the 1997 U.S. Open.
She's been kicking the shit out of everybody. And here she is. She won a tournament fucking like 3-4 months pregnant.
Right.
Like, what?
What's next? Do you have to tie an arm behind her back?
Maybe. But here's the thing, right? Having done all these things, there are still those who will not give her respect as an athlete. Right? It's once you reach a certain level, honestly, you go beyond your gender and your race and ethnicity and even whatever sport you play. You just become a super dominant athlete, right? And I think LeBron has this barbershop thing where it's just funny because he's bald. He doesn't actually need to go to barbershop. But, where he talks about like Tom Brady can't be the best athlete because he only plays one side of the ball. And for someone like LeBron, that's a legitimate, but like he's got to play both sides. Hockey players got to play both sides. Soccer players got to play both sides. You're a football player. You're a specialist. While you may be a monster physically, chances are you can't run like that for the whole 60 minutes. And he's right. Like, you can't really consider someone like Tom Brady, who's exceptional for his era, to be the best athlete when he's just really skilled at what he does in the format that he does it in, right? So when you think about someone like Serena, and you go, well, I don't think she's the best athlete. I think she played some dude. She'd be like ranked 100. McEnroe said some bullshit like that. And I'm a John McEnroe fan, but that was some bullshit. No, I think that if you put her against the men, she still dominates a vast majority of them. I think she kicks the shit out of all but like the top 5. And that's if they catch her right now when she's pregnant. Because honestly, when she's returning the ball at 100 plus miles an hour, I don't give a fuck who you are. That shit is rough. I think she can match the majority of the men.
And she's in her late 30s and she's still dominant.
Yeah, I mean, she's way past her prime as a tennis player.
I would love to see Federer versus Serena.
I would love to see a charity match.
Yeah,
because there have been some charity matches in tennis that have gotten a bit intense.
Yeah,
right. I would honestly love to see those two play, and it's not like Federer's not a gentleman; he is a gentleman. So it's not like Billie Jean King versus that other dipshit,
Bobby.
Yeah, they're making a movie about that.
They already made a movie about it.
No, it's coming out. It's
not out okay. Yet. They're doing a reboot.
Yeah, with Steve Carell as the guy.
As Bobby Carpenter, I think was his name.
Apparently he was like uber sexist. I had no idea.
Oh yeah,
he was. Oh man,
big time.
So
and Billie Jean King schooled him.
Yeah, right. So I think in this era, when you have a talent like Serena, I think you transcend race and gender and everything else, and you just have to respect the athlete for what it is. Like, she's probably the most dominant athlete on the planet right now, besides maybe LeBron, as far as like pound for pound. Like, he's bigger and stronger, but I mean, when it comes to it, she's had a run.
Yeah, she has.
She's had a hell of a run.
And I'll give her props.
Right. So, all right. So, into the show, right?
Yes, sir.
Into the schedule. Want to get that done because tennis. All right. So,
yeah, we do cover other sports every now and then.
We watch all of the sports except for soccer because...
That's an endurance trial.
Honestly, if I watch soccer, it's women's soccer because the men are too busy playing to be hurt and the women are too busy faking that they're not hurt. Mm-hmm. Got to respect the ladies in the soccer game, too.
Props to the ladies.
All right. So, today we're going to cover Kirk Cousins refusing to sign his long-term contract in D.C., the Mayweather versus McGregor fuckery debacle.
Oh, boy. Shit show.
Jesus Christ. The Carmelo Anthony saga continues because, like I said, it's the Knicks and Carmelo. I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We're also going to go into why your division sucks for the NFC North. All right, so there's actually a fair amount of lead into this one this week, right? So we go on Facebook and we're like, I have an idea. I'm the 2017 Minnesota Vikings. Roast me. I'm the 2017 Detroit Lions. Roast me. And y'all fucking came out for that one.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of y'all.
Oh yeah, we were not expecting the responses we got, and we got some good ones.
We did. We got some classics. You're gonna hear them today. So if you took part in that on Facebook, you're probably gonna hear your material and be like, that motherfucker stole my shit. No, you donated your shit. We simply used it properly on the show as we were gonna do. Props to whoever got on there, and double props to those who actually reuse your material. But we're gonna follow Why Your Division Sucks with a solid roasting. Like fucking schoolyard style, high energy, like roasting.
Got him!
Of one NFC North team to be named at the moment of roasting. So, hey, gird your loins, gird your damn loins, NFC North. Shit's coming for you today. Like someone, did the fucking Eagles? I did the Eagles already. We did the Pats already.
Sorry,
it's your turn.
It's
a new segment though. Yeah. So I can see how folks will be like, we should go back and roast everybody else. That's stupid. We're not doing that. So
why would we retread the same territory? Yeah. We will incorporate it for the entire 2018 segment.
Yeah.
But, this whole dirt and dork thing is an evolution in progress. Bear with us.
It always is. All right. So after the roasting, we're, of course, going to cover our beer of the week. And we will not be drinking Zima this week. Honestly, you know what? I couldn't find it again. Now, I still have 3 in my fridge because I'm not drinking that shit. But if you were looking for Zima and you live in the area that I live in, good luck finding it because apparently folks were really nostalgic and they were buying that shit by the case. Like, seriously, they were walking out with multiple
It was like
cases.
It was Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah, well, Crystal Pepsi, unlike Zima, is actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my brother bought like 5 cases when the Crystal Pepsi came out because he needed his fix.
It's worth it, though. Crystal Pepsi's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Zima, not so much.
My sister-in-law's sick of Crystal Pepsi.
Well, you gotta sparingly. Just stuff you don't see it every time. Also, all right, and as always, we're going to end it with the shitty, indefensible hot take of the week. And, man, Kenny's got some gold lined up for you today.
Oh, yes, I do.
I'm going to have to say some shit on his take. It's pretty fucking indefensible. But
well, isn't that the nature of the segment?
It is the nature of the segment, and it is what it is, right? So, dude, before we get right into the meat of the show, someone made a clip of Skip Bayless arguing with himself. They clipped 2 different segments and put them side by side and made it look like Skip Bayless was arguing with himself. I imagine at the end, everyone loses because you spent time watching Skip Bayless, but still, that's genius. That's fucking genius, man. We gotta do some shit like that on the show one day where we have someone like, I don't know. Well, Skip's already taken. Stephen A. Smith.
Oh.
I fucking hate that. You know who I hate more than Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless? With who I hate with the fury of 1,000 supernovas?
Who do you have?
Whitlock.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I fucking hate that.
Mine is Colin Cowherd.
Colin Cowherd's a piece of shit.
He's
Whitlock,
appropriately named.
Yeah. Oh, my God. But Whitlock, I swear, if he were to, die in a fire, I'm okay with that. Not that I'm advocating someone burn his house down with him in it, because no, we don't support that kind of shit on the show. But really, I feel no sympathy for him. Whatever bad things happen, he is truly a fucking tool bag, and he doesn't deserve a platform at this point. Like, he's a piece of shit, and I hope it gets back to him. I hope he fucking hears me, because that means two things. One, my material made it up to an established media head, regardless of my their standing, and two, I get a chance to cuss his sorry ass out.
Well, yeah.
So, Kirk Cousins. So, for those of you who listened to the show before, we don't say the actual name of the Washington professional football team or the Potomac Drainage Bases Indigenous Persons, as they've been called. So, they played their hand with their starting quarterback, Kirk Cousins, rather poorly for the last several years, right? He's on his second.
He's on his third, actually.
Is it his? No, it's the second. This is his second franchise.
He's been franchised twice and transition tagged.
Yes. So if they have to sign him again, it's like $30 million. So this guy was going to have to make. He's going to make $70+ million for 3 years worth of football with no long-term contract.
Basically, with the last 3 years, he's had a higher annual average value of contract than Derek Carr and Andrew Luck.
So yeah. So they
played.
They played their hand poorly. Now, is he a solid quarterback? Yes, he is. Is he the next coming of the great one? No, he's not. He's a rock-solid quarterback that had a very good offensive coordinator with some damn good weapons around him, and he took advantage of it, and more power to him, right? But
he is not Super Bowl MVP.
No, it's not Super Bowl MVP. He I won't even say he'll get you there, but a solid team around him will get you there.
Yeah.
All right, so he's a little bit more of a gunslinger than like a Bradford would be, right? Bradford's very conservative, but he's accurate. Cousins is about that. He had a lot of turnover problems his first year, and I kind of understood why Washington didn't want to sign him for a long time. But he came out and he did a show me thing.
Yep.
And when he showed him, right there, they should have signed him. But no, they fucked around. They were like, I want you to show me again. Should have showed him again. And now they're like, we want to sign him long term. He's like, nope, bitches. I don't like the contract you're putting in front of me. Their leverage they had over Kirk Cousins is gone. It's gone, right? So a few things have happened. One, your OC is gone. He's in San Fran. San Fran needs a quarterback. Can you guess where Cousins is going next year? I'm thinking somewhere on the West Coast, possibly northern area of California. There may or may not.
Portland?
No, there may or may not be a bay available. There's a bay somewhere.
right, yeah.
There's a couple teams.
Santa Clara, I got it.
Yes, he's going to Santa Clara. The Santa Clara 49ers, because they don't play in Frisco anymore.
Exactly.
Niner fans suck that one.
So, Silicon Valley 49ers.
Oh, my God. Well, if they were Silicon Valley, they'd probably be good at doing something.
They're good at providing quality Wi-Fi within the stadium and having charging stations.
Ooh.
I've been there. I know.
You've been there?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
It's a nice stadium.
I heard the turf is shit, though.
Wouldn't know. It was covered with a tarp when I was there.
Yeah, the players from the Super Bowl.
Guess what
even
event?
Jerry Jones was shitting on the stadium a couple years when last year they played the Super Bowl there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry Jones came in there early in the year and was like, they know the Super Bowl was getting played in this field, right? This field is shit. So, all right, I agree with Jerry. The field was shit, and the field was shit when they played. Yeah. So,
I mean, it's a nice stadium. It's not like, holy cow, like, it's not Jerry World where you're just in awe of it.
No, it was the year before last because it was the Panthers versus
the Broncos.
The Broncos, right? And
yeah.
The Panthers' offensive lineman couldn't get any traction because the saw was coming up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, Santa Clara, that field, Levi Stadium sucks.
Yeah.
But, so Cousins he just declined their long-term offer. They're going to have to franchise his ass again. He hasn't signed a franchise tender either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's going to walk. Now, his two offensive weapons are gone with Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon. We've covered that in why your division sucks.
Yeah.
Jordan Reed's one concussion away from never playing again, maybe.
Right.
Your running game is not settled. Your offensive line is not great at run blocking.
And now your quarterback is presumably going to be somewhere else.
Yeah, so you can look for San Francisco to pay top dollar for him no matter how he performs this year. Mm-hmm. So he might even shelf himself a little bit and not take the hit for the sake of knowing he's leaving. So not that I mean I don't know Cousins as a person. He seems to be a pretty wholesome dude. You know, he's
fiery too.
He's corny as fuck, but he doesn't seem to be a terrible human being. But I can see him, not giving you his all for those fans for Washington's team. I can see him not giving you because he's not staying. And
yeah.
I don't think Washington's.
He's protecting his market value this season.
I don't see it happen. I don't think they're even going to have enough money to compete with other teams. Nope. They're not going to have the cap space, regardless of what they did. With getting rid of Deshaun and Garcon, they still won't have the money to. They got to back the Brinks up trip for
Yep.
him. And the front office is in disarray always.
It's always in disarray when you have Daniel Snyder as your owner.
It always is going to be. So for those Washington fans,
We're sorry.
no, I'm not. Fuck you guys. You're NFC East rivals, man. You guys can all eat shit and die.
I really don't care about the NFC East.
Right. But I do. So
Yeah.
Eagles fan says, screw you guys. I enjoy watching the trash can fire from afar. Always have. As long as Snyder's your owner, I know that you'll never win again.
We got to do a live show from FedEx Field this year.
I don't want to go to. Have you been to FedEx Field?
No.
It's a scab. It's like if you were to jump in a Wayback Machine and see like the Vet when it was first built. That's the shit that they did. Like it's an old school stadium that's new, and
That's a mid-'90s stadium.
It's new-ish. I mean, there's really only a few stadiums newer than that one. FedEx Field is not built in the '60s, but it looks like it was.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's got some tech in it, but they're getting ready to get rid of that stadium and they're trying to relocate them into Virginia. Which, if you ever been to the Northern Virginia, D.C., Maryland area, the logistics behind that are going to be terrible. Like traffic is going to suck ass trying to get anywhere. I mean, it's just a bad spot for moving. It's bad enough getting into FedEx Field. It's going to be even worse if they manage to buy their way into Virginia. Like, because that's gonna be what it is.
Where are they going to get the money for that if they can't pay a quarterback?
Daniel Snyder, it's not that he doesn't have the money; it's that the cap won't allow.
Yeah.
So the capital's there. Snyder owns all the media outlets in the area, so he makes tons. He's a billionaire. He's truly a billionaire. So I mean, he has the means to pay the politicians to get the move. But just expect the logistics. If you are a fan of this team, don't expect to go into any games because you're better off driving to Philly than you are trying to go to a home game. Seriously, It's going to be ugly. But hey, it's what it is. It's what it is.
Yeah, so you might as well put Kirk Cousins' contract on mute if you get notifications from EFSPN in the next couple days.
Yeah, if you're on Twitter following the Kirk Cousins stuff, just ignore it because it's going to be blown up as this continues. And it's it's what it is. So Washington looks to be without a starting caliber quarterback next year. I don't know if they're
will that be fun to watch.
If they finish in the basement, they may be in position to grab one in the draft. But
yeah,
rookies are always a dice roll.
And I could also honestly see the team from Washington tanking to do so.
If they tank, it'll be on accident because they're so dysfunctional. They've never tanked on purpose. It's always been like, we're going to sign Hainsworth to $200 bajillion contract, and then that's why they tank. That shit never gets old.
It never does.
He pocketed like $60 million guaranteed from that.
Yeah, he was on the veteran minimum contract in New England when they signed him and cut him.
He's a piece of shit.
He is.
But he's Washington's piece of shit.
Speaking of pieces of shit.
Oh yeah, McGregor versus Mayweather. Holy shit.
Woo!
So for those of you who've been tracking this debacle, they are on their world tour. They're going all over places to include Canada, which is weird because they're not fighting in Canada. But they're traveling to hype up the show, right? And some of the most terrible, misogynist, sexist, racist, homophobic shit.
Insert slurs here.
Just wow. There is no good guy. Like some of y'all will be like, I'm Team Mayweather and I'm Team McGregor. You know what? Fuck both you guys because they're both pieces of shit in this case. Like there is no good guy. The only way anybody really went is if the lighting rig falls on the fucking ring and takes them both out.
Come on.
That's the only. No, listen. The shit that they said is so morally reprehensible.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm sitting here like, well, this is a sports show. What are you talking about fucking morals? Because that's what we do in America. God damn it. You can't sit. I mean, Ireland's not necessarily the friendliest place when it comes to other folks.
Nah.
No, right? And McGregor and Mayweather's got his faults as well. He's got a couple cases for putting his hands on the ladies, and on top of that, he's got his tax problems.
Yep.
Right. So I mean, the show. If you're looking for some World Star level shit, then yeah, you can watch this road tour, this road show, and you'll get some World Star level.
It's gonna be a spectacle. That's all it is.
It's a spectacle.
I mean, in terms of actual quality boxing match, it is not gonna be.
No, I don't see it being. But it's really like there's no one to root for in this one. Like there's like Mayweather embraced being the bad guy. I get it. That means that you can safely root against whoever he was fighting against, and they had to be better off as people than Mayweather was. Now that's not to tell you Mayweather's a bad fighter. Mayweather's a very skilled boxer. He has been. That's why he's got the record he has.
Yes, he does.
He's very skilled at boxing. Not exciting, but skilled.
No.
Mayweather fights, great place to catch him on sleep. Just saying. But he was the bad guy. Like, he embraced it during the De La Hoya fight. Like, they made him look like the asshole, and he said, oh, I'll be the asshole. And he was the asshole. He did a good job. He's made a persona out of it. He wanted to be the good guy. But this one, yeah, both these dipshits being the bad guy. You're like, fuck you both.
Yeah.
Like, I understand shit talking. I've talked shit. I mean,
Yeah.
I personally, I don't do it too much, but I have gotten into people's ear and said some terrible things to them.
See, you say you don't talk shit much, but later on, we're going to prove that wrong.
During the game, I don't talk shit.
All right.
All right, next thing I need is to motivate you to actually do something. Then I got to cripple you. I mean, no one needs that extra amount of violence in their life. Let's just keep it civil so you can walk home.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm on team. I'm team light rig on this one.
You go a level higher, you might be on Team Giant Meteor.
Team Giant Meteor.
But then that's like the collateral damage, the people that paid money. You know what? Speaking of which, if you're going to pay money to see this fight in person, you deserve to be under that lighting rig.
I'm just saying, like, it's just not this is not a good time. I haven't watched a boxing match in fucking years because since I think the last fight I watched was a Lennox Lewis bout, and I was done. I was watching his boring ass fight. I was done.
Well, yeah, the last one I saw was Tyson Holyfield 2.
Ooh, the ear match. Was that the ear match?
That was the ear bite.
Oh man, yeah. You see the
I want to whip his heart out and eat his children.
You see when he at the commercial where he gave it back? There was the commercial like let's be friends and shit. It was great.
But I mean, it's been 20 years, and I don't see myself ponying up money for it.
No, I mean if Tyson didn't kill you in the 80s and 90s by knocking everybody the fuck out in the first round, with the pay-per-views for that, then watching Lennox Lewis fight, watching Mayweather's boring ass fight. Oh
God, I've never been so angry to waste $50 in my life than I did when Tyson murdered McNeely in 1995.
Everybody knew that was coming though.
My 17-year-old Kenny didn't know that.
I did.
17-year-old Kenny was just like, "Oh boy, it's a Mike Tyson fight." And I was a Tyson fan.
Every other Mike Tyson fight went the same way.
I know, but I still loved it.
In fact, there's only 2 fights that were of anything. The two Holyfield fights, and then the one where he lost the belt to that one guy.
Buster.
Yeah.
Buster Douglas. Yeah.
And he lost his next fight because he was trying to get back in his dressing room to finish that burger he was eating.
Yeah.
He was way out of shape.
No, and there was no excuse for Tyson ever having lost to Buster.
Well, no, I think that was when the rape case was going on, though. Yeah, he wasn't in good shape.
He wasn't in the right mindset.
Well, his mind never really wasn't. Even now, he's still trying to get himself put together. We covered. Yeah. You know why part of the reason why Mike Tyson was such a train wreck? He was snatched off the street as a child, and a guy had his way with him in the alley. So, yeah. That's what it is. I mean,
it's what it is.
And unfortunately, he's still trying to get through his life.
But I've always been a fan of Mike's, and I can find him easily more, likable than either of the two bastards we're talking about.
You're right. And Mike Tyson does some terrible shit, and he gets a pass. I think he's still got some charisma to him, and he seems like he's broken, but you're sympathetic. Yeah, like
I met him once in Miami 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing photo ops. Where Kenny? Where? WrestleMania.
Yeah, see, Tyson's if you really look at his body work, he does some terrible shit. Like, he's not a good person, but he's likable.
He's generally remorseful.
Yeah, he seems remorseful, but that doesn't give him a pass.
Oh, I know. You still did it.
He still did it. All right, so moving on from boxing because
F him.
It's boxing is so fucking boring right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it hasn't been exciting.
You have the Klitschko brothers just kicking the shit out of everybody in the heavyweight. It's just boxing sucks right now.
I liked it better when Andrew Galata was going below the belt.
It's just boring. Boxing is so boring and dirty right now. But Carmelo Anthony.
Shit.
So, to quote, the trade to Houston was on the 2-yard line, but I guess Pete Carroll is their GM because somehow they fucked it all the way up. Listen, I don't understand how you could have a trade that literally benefits everyone involved, right? You try about trading Carmelo Anthony to Houston. All right, you're almost done. Right, the Knicks don't want Carmelo. Houston does. Carmelo doesn't want to be a Knick.
You have a third team involved that's willing to pony up the assets to get the deal done.
And everything's set. And then what happens? You don't pull the trigger. Why?
They got Dolan.
They got Dolan. Dolan fucked this up. Why? Because he's a piece of shit. He's like the Daniel Snyder of NBA owners. Yeah. He has to inject himself in, and every time he does, he just fucks it up. He ruins things.
Yes, he does.
So I suppose this is the most Knicks thing that could happen is there's no deal and nobody's happy.
Yeah, like, superstar wants to be traded, team wants him, the deal's in place, But we gonna keep him anyway because fuck you, that's why.
And then on top of that, he has no GM, right? And so he tries to hire Chauncey Billups, who's playing in the Big Three with Ice Cube's league, right?
Yeah.
Which is, haven't even had a chance to watch a game. I've been trying to find one. Half court, 3-on-3 basketball with like old guys. And like, I want to watch it because it just sounds entertaining to watch like a 50-year-old dude try to dunk, right? But I want to watch it. But so Chauncey is like playing or coaching,
and he's doing ESPN analysis.
Is he doing ESPN analysis?
Yes.
They tried to hire him on, right? But he tried to do it at way below half of what a GM actually makes in the NBA. Then when Chauncey was like, "Go fuck yourself," he goes, "All right, I'll pay you this," and then it was half of what a GM makes in the NBA. And then Chauncey walked. He was like, "I'm not doing this." Like, so Dolan here is in dire need of a GM, and instead of actually, because there's no cap on GM money, right? You just spend it. So he goes after a guy who may not be proven, but is a good player, has proven to have some good, damn good basketball IQ.
Yeah.
And you lowball him at less than half of the salary, and then you raise your offer to match half of what his predecessor made. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, seriously.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, props to Chauncey for walking on that.
Seriously, man. Look, go hang out with Ice Cube.
Even at full value of what a GM in the NBA makes, it was a bad deal. And he shouldn't have signed it. All right, no one should ever work for James Dolan.
He's a piece of shit. I mean, bottom line. Listen, hey,
the only NBA owner who has ever been a bigger piece of shit than James Dolan is Donald Sterling, but that's not because he was a business idiot.
No, he was a business idiot. Like, Sterling torpedoed his team over and over and over for like 30 years.
Right.
The Chris Paul trade, which honestly shouldn't have even happened, is the only thing that made them good. And we forget that, like, how terrible the Clippers were and how long they were terrible.
2 playoff bursts in 30 seasons.
And they were like, because people had off years. Listen, he's a shit owner. He's a shit human being. He's just shit. So
yeah, I mean, all we need is to find out that Dolan's a racist, and he's right up there with
I've
him.
never heard of a league seizing a team from an owner, except for Sterling. That's crazy.
Dolan might be the second.
If the Knicks faithful decide to hold their money and not spend any more money, then yeah, they might see some movement. But as long as James Dolan is your owner, you're going to have a team that stinks. Yeah. You're going to have people that are upset. Yeah. Players that don't want to be there. Yep. So stop going to the Garden. Like if you want change, stop supporting the team. Like force divide the team so low that Dolan sells it to someone who gives a shit. Yeah, it's because like the New York Knicks are one of the cornerstone franchises of the NBA. They are. And as much as we like to pile on and mock them, they are supposed to be up there. They're supposed to be held up in regard. They're in the largest television market in the country. They are. And they need to be good in order for the league to rake in the cash from that market. When the Knicks and Lakers and Celtics are good, the league flourishes. Exactly. The league flourishes. Those are the historic. We're not saying it's a bad thing that the Golden State Warriors are the dominant team right now. We're just saying you need the Knicks, Lakers, and Celtics up there too. You do. You need your historic big boys. Those are the teams that made the NBA. Like if you have the New York Yankees that, losing 2/3 of their games, how bad is that for baseball? It's terrible for baseball. Exactly. Because the Yankees are a very polarizing team. Either you love them or you absolutely fucking hate them. Same thing with the Sox. Exactly. But you have an opinion on them. Exactly. And you're going to track baseball based on how this team is doing to either cheer on their opponents or cheer them on, but you're going to watch. Yeah, and so like that's what kills me about the New York Knicks is that like this is a trade that makes sense for everybody involved, and the only reason it's not happening is because their owner's an idiot and he's sabotaging his own team. And for what? What? Because he wants to show everyone he's the boss. Same shit with with Charles Oakley. He simply wanted to force his will, which is honestly, if I am insecure in who and what I am, then I'm gonna do inexplicable shit like this. Like the same reason Snyder allows so everyone's like, well, he had his hands off. Snyder never has his hands off. That's like saying Jerry Jones is not involved. Jerry Jones is involved. He's always gonna be involved. He has to be. He feels a need to be. Dolan's of the same cloth as Snyder and Jones without all the charisma of a Jones. Right? Yes. So he's going to inject himself into processes that don't need his involvement. He's going to complicate things that shouldn't be complicated. He is going to muddle things. He's going to want to force his will for the sake of saying, I'm in charge here, instead of just letting a professional do his job. You have a trade that benefits everyone involved. Why would you interject yourself? Because you feel the burning desire to put your stupid stamp on it, which is what you did. And now you have no trade, right? The trade is stalled, and you hope to get something done before Summer League wraps up. Yeah. I mean, you got to get them to the new. You want these assets on your team to train, right? All right. If you want to have any chance in a weak ass East, the East is weak right now. You do some good trading, get rid of Carmelo, you can get yourself in a position to make the playoffs. But nope, it's all about your ego. Dolan, you're a piece of shit. In fact, Hold on. Let's get Rick in here to talk about Carmelo and Dolan and tell them how he feels about that. So, yeah. Give it to him, Rick.
You're both pieces of shit. Yeah, I can prove it mathematically. Actually, let me grab my whiteboard.
But, all right, so, hey, on to the reason we're all here. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2017 NFC North edition of Why Your Division
Sucks.
So, starting off. All right. So one team has 2 first-round drafted starting caliber quarterbacks. That between the 2 of them, they have 1 good knee. Let you guess who that team is. One of the teams is somehow still coached by Beaver from Leave It to Beaver and manages to succeed despite his presence on the sideline.
One of the teams traded the farm to move up 1 spot in the draft to draft a QB with 13 college starts that no one was checking for. No one was calling on it.
Nobody's calling for him.
One of these teams have made 2 different generational talents retire early because they hated their team so much and saw no way to escape the torment except to retire.
These are pretty clearly written out. I mean, if you can't figure out who these teams are, shame on you.
You're a casual NFL fan, and
Shame
you
on
need
you.
to spend your Sundays doing something like crochet.
Get your shit together.
Seriously.
Get your shit together.
Get your shit together. Go down to the shit store.
You get all your shit, put it in a bag, and get your shit together. All right, so let's talk about Green Bay. Right, Green Bay fucking eats it because the median age of their fan base is 120 years old.
Publicly owned, too.
Yeah, not really. All them assholes are like, I own part of the team. No, you don't. There's a fucking board that owns that team. You have how much money? And I've talked about this, and I'll talk about it every year. How much money do you see from that team? Nothing. You have a little certificate on your wall that says you're an owner. You don't own shit, right? You don't.
Also, the smallest NFL city.
Smallest NFL city, smallest stadium, built in like the 1800s. So, but it has its charm apparently, right? It's one of those storied places. But
It's a dump, but it's an historical dump.
it's an historical dump, right? Like I was talking to Joe at work. He talked about how the Yankees are bleeding money right now, and it's like because they move stadiums, right? So even though Yankee Stadium probably wasn't at the cutting edge of technology anymore, it was a historic place. Like you don't see the Red Sox leaving Fenway.
No, there's
No.
nowhere to go.
Well, even if there was,
Yeah.
Fenway has a certain thing about it.
And they actually did try to build a new Fenway Park in the late 90s, early 2000s, and the fans wouldn't accept it.
Right, which is it's baseball. Baseball is a very nostalgic sport, right?
Yeah.
Football has this one place. This one place is nostalgic. Lambeau Field's the only field I think that holds any nostalgia at this point. Like the Vet's gone, Cowboy Stadium has been replaced, Mile High Stadium, Heinz Field. Like these places are different now.
Every stadium except for the Raiders, Packers, and the Redskins was built in this, I believe, in this century.
Yeah, so I understand like the whole thing about wanting to keep your stadium, despite how underwhelming it actually is.
Excuse me, Soldier Field too in Chicago.
It
was renovated in 03.
They did, but Soldier Field is actually publicly owned.
Yeah.
The city of Chicago owns it, and they let kids play on it.
Huh.
Yeah, like your high school team can play on Soldier Field.
Yeah.
In fact, they do sometimes, which is why they go out on Sunday and the field's in shit shape. It's because the high school game was there.
Yeah.
That's got to be cool, though.
Yeah.
Right, to go play at Soldier Field, knowing that you're probably better than the team that actually plays there.
Heh, we're getting to that.
Yes, we are.
But anyway,
All right, so imagine what Aaron Rodgers could do with literally any other Super Bowl winning coach from this era. Because
oh God, Aaron Rodgers on the Patriots with Bill Belichick.
jeez, oh my God, how about you just give him John Fox,
Right?
Pete Carroll, any of them? Yeah, I'll even give you Super Bowl runner-ups, Andy Reid. Holy shit, give him any one of these guys.
Right.
Any one of these guys, except for Caldwell. Don't give him Caldwell.
We'll get to him too.
Don't give him Caldwell. But any other Super Bowl, Coughlin, dig his corpse back up, stick him in there. Coughlin with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, could you imagine what he could have done if he had someone other than Eli throwing the ball throughout the entire season?
Oh my God.
Holy shit. So, fucking Beaver here. He's in the way. I don't know.
He is in the way.
I don't know how he still has a job.
Should have been fired last year. Should have been fired the year before.
Should have been fired the year prior to that.
When they got to 4-6, and when Aaron Rodgers came out and said RELAX, that's when you know that's the coach's problem.
Yeah, the
because
coach.
with Aaron Rodgers, like, please, I got this.
Yeah, when Aaron Rodgers says, "Don't worry, I'm gonna fucking play our way out of this poorly coached madness," then you know it's what it is.
It's the coach.
It's the coach. So, and this is entertaining. This next one, right? So you had a running back play a receiver play running back last year because he was originally a running back who they made play receiver, but he wasn't a very good receiver, right? So we had to watch some asshole wearing a number in the 80s play running back because some other asshole decided this running back would make a good wide receiver, which he didn't actually make a good wide receiver. So Ty Montgomery, I'm sorry your time was wasted playing receiver when you're actually a pretty damn solid running back, but only a team like the fucking Packers could go, you know what, he's a receiver. No, he's not.
That's more of that Beaver Cleaver receiver stuff.
You know, look, I'm all for players who are versatile, but there is a distinct different skill set required for the position of wide receiver and the position of running back, right? So you have guys like McCaffrey who are running backs who can play receiver well.
I'm going to love watching him play for Carolina.
But they're not natural receivers.
Yeah.
You can't stick him exclusively out there on the outside. You can put him in the slot, you can motion him from the backfield, but they're not truly receivers. Sproles, he's a good receiver out of the backfield.
Deion Lewis.
Not a receiver.
No,
they don't come out of their breaks as smoothly. They don't do any of that stuff like actual receivers do. Like they don't do the over the shoulder catches as well. It's just there's such a different skill set. And receivers, there are some that are pretty good, but they don't hit the hole like running backs. They can't break tackles like running backs. They don't have the power that running backs have. So the positions are not interchangeable. You have one who does one thing great and then another thing pretty good, or vice versa. But you're not going to have a player who comes out and can play wide receiver like Randy Moss and then run the ball like Barry Sanders or Jim Brown. You're not going to have a guy who can do both of those things. Even the equipment set is different. Even the running back pads are much thicker because their job is to hit people than receiver pads. Running back pads don't have the mobility of receiver pads. The closest thing to receiver pads are like quarterback pads, kicker pads, and then like hockey pads because they allow for the arm movement. But running backs, look, that's a different skill set. But Montgomery, despite being misclassified, was able to go in there and do a good job. And I do blame the Packers coaching staff for allowing that shit to happen. But I also credit them for recognizing who they had and letting them play.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
putting them there anyway. He was
it was pretty much that their hand was forced.
But he's the best running back they had in the roster.
Yeah,
like he's sitting on the outside. He's better than all your starters. He's better than Fatty Lacey. He's better than what's the other guy's name? The guy who just like he's a boring 3 yards per carry.
Yeah.
Starks. Starks is his name. Starks is his name, and he's not very good.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. No, you know what? In fact,
speaking of
not very good, let's talk about Clay Matthews.
Yeah, his hair. His hair.
Some woman just heard me talk about Clay Matthews not being good, and her uterus exploded because she was like, "How dare you talk about my husband?" But no, Clay Matthews his hair says more about him right now than his game does. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, seriously, the Head and Shoulders commercials, that's all he's got going.
You know what, though, between his commercials and Palomado's commercials, those things are fucking hilarious.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but the Jack Link's jerky commercials with OBJ.
Yeah, those are good.
He's entertaining.
There's
but he's not a good football player.
Not like he used to be. He's on a decline, right? So I'm not saying he's never been good. Clay Matthews he comes from a football stock, and he was solid.
His dad and his uncle were solid linebackers.
It's a shame his little brother wasn't shit.
Yeah.
Poor Eagles, we drafted him. But
all right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But Clay was the man. Clay's been asked to play outside, asked to play inside linebacker. He does a lot of things, but right now he's on a decline. So his hair is the biggest thing about him right now.
It always has been.
Well, yeah. Oh, hey, man, I heard Favre's making a comeback, so that's got to be nice, right? Dick pics for everyone. So,
all right. Hey, Jen Sturger, get her on the phone.
Yeah, speaking of dicks, all right, let's talk about the Vikings.
Yeah, man, apparently our fans really hate this team.
God damn. All right, so we did the whole roast me thing, and it was like seconds before they jumped on this shit. I had never seen a feeding frenzy on the scale of this and associated with this show. Like, you have those guys who got like 2 million followers and shit, and they'll post something and get like 2,000 responses in like a minute. But we're not at that level yet, right? So we're like, I'm the 2017 Minnesota Vikings. Roast me.
And for context, we did that with all the other teams.
Minnesota.
We could not believe Minnesota got more feedback on this subject than every other team combined.
No shit, and it was good too.
It was solid.
It's
like I keep setting my DVR to record The Biggest Loser, and I get Vikings games.
I mean, they were just great. They were just great games.
I mean, like, the only 69 these guys are ever going to see is when Jared Allen walks out of the locker room.
Oh, it was like so much Vikings hate. Oh, the best one. How are they going to name their team after people who don't exist and didn't even have horns on their fucking helmets? That shit is so inaccurate. It was like, Jay's got a point.
Yeah, and if you've been choking for 50-plus years, you'd be purple, too.
Like, there's so much good material that came out of that roast.
Oh, my God.
To all those roasters out there, good job.
And we want you to step your game up each successive week we do this.
Yeah, we're hitting the AFC South next week. You guys bring your
We need
fucking
help
A
with
game.
Jacksonville, Tennessee, and Houston.
Because I keep forgetting they exist, but
Yeah.
so does the league.
We need help with 3 of those teams. I got the 4th.
More about why Minnesota sucks. Go ahead.
Well, the most prolific offense in the NFL, if your offense is predicated on 5-yard passes.
So I've heard of the West Coast offense, right? But the West Coast offense kind of has to take shots down the field every once in a while. They don't do that, really, in Minnesota. Not too much, right? Sam Bradford had a completion rate of like 70, 80% last year.
Yeah, pretty close to 80%.
It was a record, but if you look at his, like, what passes he threw, they were, like, right there.
Yeah.
No down the field stuff, nothing beyond 10 yards. It was, like,
Safe.
wow, very safe. Very safe, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you give a Bradford, but that's just boring. That's just boring.
And they lost Cordero Patterson to the fucking
All right,
Browns?
when someone chooses the Browns over you, you're terrible. It's not like the Browns in Atlanta are forgotten toys, right? Other toys that, like, they're broken and shit. Remember the Rudolph show, that claymation shit, back in, like, the 80s, 90s, 80s, 90s.
The
90s.
Island of Misfit Toys?
Yeah, that's, like,
Yeah,
that's the
the
Browns.
animated special?
Yeah, that's the Browns.
That was in the 60s.
Oh, my God, I'm way off. Yeah.
No, but they played it every year.
They play it every year.
We just remember it as kids in the 80s.
Ah, right. Thank you for
It's
clarifying that.
nostalgia.
That's the Browns, though. The Browns are the Island of Misfit toys. So your
I
RG
am not just a misfit. Stop calling me a nitwit or whatever. I mangled it.
Dude, when RG3 is your savior, yeah, you guys suck. But we're talking about the other team in the Midwest. That's
I mean, but somehow the Vikings also, in addition to losing Cordero Patterson to freaking Cleveland, they saw the best running back since Jim Brown as the problem with the team and let him walk away.
to join the Aints.
I mean, come on. Well, I mean, money had to be a bit involved there, too. He's a 32-year-old running back who's recovering from knee injuries.
Yeah, but he's shown a propensity to recover from these things.
Yeah.
No, you've heard me talk about AP before. He's truly a shitty human being.
His son will attest to that.
Yeah, a couple of them will. There's also the charity orgy he threw.
Yeah.
The Minnesota boat
The sex
ride.
boat.
That wasn't part of the sex boat. He did some other shit.
Oh, wait, that was Fred Smoot. My bad.
Yeah. He had, I talked about it last year too. He had a charity and he was using the funds to like fund orgies. At, like, hotels.
What?
Yeah, like this money's going to kids with leukemia and my penis. So it's like, but he smiles really nicely, so you forget about all that. And he lacerates nutsacks as well. But yeah, AP as a player is a generational talent. He's a generational talent. He's probably the best complete athlete I've seen play football since Jim Brown. Really, I mean,
Yeah.
he's like that. He outrun you, run over you, run around you. He can do it all. And
And he'll be playing in New Orleans this year.
Yep, he'll be playing in New Orleans. So instead of letting this man finish out his time and retire, you let him walk. So good job there.
Yeah, and I mean, also for Minnesota, why they suck. They managed to nearly kill their starting quarterback last season in non-contact drills.
Look, there were players on the sideline
Teddy Bridgewater.
vomiting at how gruesome that injury was, and it was a non-contact injury.
He was screaming so loud, and it curdled people's blood.
Oh my God! Yeah. Oh God. So remember, I was talking about the Texans and why they sucked because their field was so shitty, and they ended up losing number 1 draft pick, their first round draft pick, and the defensive tackle.
Mario Williams.
No. Recently, Jadavion Clowney.
Clowney.
Yep, Clowney went down.
Clowney went downy?
Yeah, he went down because he had a pothole on the practice field and blew his knee.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Like, when was this?
This was like 2 years ago. Like,
Oh, okay.
Like, he was lost for most of like the year prior, and then last year he came back out, but he
Yeah.
finally at full strength. But you have a guy who hasn't even seen the field yet, and you blow his knee because your practice field is pothole. You're $1 billion, you're $1 billion franchise. Why does your practice field in such bad shape?
Yeah.
We saw that shit. So I'm assuming Minnesota, despite playing indoors, is in a similar situation. I don't know how, but they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they took the old turf from the vet when they imploded it and made their practice field out of that shit. That's all I can think of.
I mean, come on.
The old AstroTurf from the Silver Dome that helped Rod Woodson blow his knee when Barry Sanders shook the life out of him. Rod Woodson's shoes, man. Despite being a Hall of Fame safety / cornerback, he's still a Hall of Famer. But all right, so continuing on with how shitty the Vikings are.
I mean, your owner's name is Ziggy Wilf. Ziggy Wilf. How the fuck am I supposed to take you seriously when your name is the same as a character from a fucking comic strip.
What is the name? Wolf? Is that Scandinavian?
It is Scandinavian. I mean, it's appropriate. He's a Norseman, I guess. But Ziggy.
They should change the helmets to not have horns on them because that's.
It apparently offends Tom Massari.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Let's. I don't know. The Vikings wore pretty normal helmets actually.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to name your team after some people. All right, cool. You want to like at least be somewhat historically accurate with it.
And then, here's another great one. They signed Michael Floyd, despite Michael Floyd having violated his house arrest by getting drunk. I mean, you know the context, folks. Jesus. He got a DUI in Arizona last season.
No, let's describe the DUI. It was like very Tiger Woods-esque. Guy was passed out at the intersection.
Yeah.
Sleep.
And then a week later, he's cut by the Cardinals, and he's on his way to New England to play in the last couple of games of the season. And
wins a ring.
He did not play in the Super Bowl.
He won a ring, though.
Yeah, he did.
And
then he got signed by the Vikings.
Because why else wouldn't you sign a guy that's got apparently a...
Well, I mean, he's apparently really talented, but his explanation is he was drinking some kind of weird tea that made him pull...
Kombucha.
Yeah, kombucha tea.
Have you ever had kombucha?
No.
It tastes like shattered dreams. All right, so kombucha is not really a tea. It's a probiotic drink, right? They have this little pellet of bacteria. They throw it in there, and it's like you brew it like beer, but it's not. And it's I bought some without knowing it was kombucha, and I drank it, and it was seriously terrible. It tasted like broken spirit and bad dreams and dashed hopes. It tasted like terrible. But apparently people think it really helps their health. Like, if I drink this, it's going to help my gut health, which is going to help my overall health. But one thing I do know about it, shit will not get you drunk, nor will it pop an alcohol test. So,
but it will. No, yeah, but that's what Michael Floyd is claiming caused the problem.
If you put rum in it, then it'll get you drunk.
Yeah.
I mean,
come on.
I see him as more of a vodka guy, though.
Yeah. I mean, but, while he's on house arrest, he's getting drunk. Way to go, Michael. You had one damn job.
You had one fucking job, buddy. Don't be Ricky Williams. Don't be Ricky Williams, and here you are.
Come on.
Being Ricky Williams.
Yeah. So, okay. And I hear Fart's making another comeback.
Yep. Dick picture everyone in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Line them up.
I've been waiting years to use that as a punchline.
Yep. Who said that? Was from the...
That was Anthony Laterra. We got to give you some props for that, man. That was great. I mean, the fact that you've been waiting this long to use that as a punchline is a testament to your patience as a troll, sir.
I applaud you waiting for the right opportunity to spring that one out there. It was I actually laughed out loud at my desk. I was like, "That's fucking funny." Holy shit! I heard Fard making another comeback. I was like, "Oh, that's glorious!" Oh my god!
All right, and now we're on to the Detroit Lions,
the Leos, the Lions.
The Motor City Kitties.
Yeah, despite my strong desire to say fuck this team, it's actually kind of hard, right? I feel inadequate saying fuck this team, not because I as a man am inadequate, but because they've been fucking their team, their players and fan base and the taxpayers of Michigan for so long that honestly, I don't know how to compare with that many people. That's a lot of people that they've been fucking. So, I mean, let's be real, right? So you fucked Barry Sanders into retiring early, and then you fucked Megatron into retiring early, and then you fucked the people of Michigan into a brand new stadium, and then you continue to fuck your fans by never making or winning in the playoffs.
Man, the only way they could fuck the state of Michigan any harder was to serve Flint water at the stadium.
Oh man, look, we can't do that.
I know
that shit is not okay, man. Flint water, wow. Honestly, the segue, hold on. Flint's not even like the only place like that. There's like so many places. I think Louisiana's got a problem with their water. There's places all over the Midwest, like really. The water's bad all over the place, but Flint got a lot of attention because it was like Bundy iced tea, which for those who watch Married with Children, you know what Bundy iced tea is.
Yeah,
it's crunchy because that's how you know it's working.
It's kind of like a wine spodioti.
Yeah, no good. But so you you have the distinct honor of being one of 4 teams to never play in the Super Bowl. Now we're talking about winning, right? Because I, as an Eagles fan, we can't say much about.
There's 13 teams that have never won the Super Bowl, but 4
that have never been, right? So the 4 teams are the Lions,
the Browns, the Jaguars, and the Texans. The Jags and Texans get a pass.
They're expansion teams.
Yeah.
And technically the Browns are an expansion team now because the team that was the Browns actually won a couple Super Bowls.
Yeah.
The Ravens. So
yeah, when was the last time Detroit won a title of any kind? Oh yeah, 1957 NFL championship with Bobby Lane at quarterback.
And they traded the linebacker who cursed them for 50 years and they'd never win another championship, but apparently he cursed the shit out of them because they haven't even been in contention.
Because the 50th anniversary of that championship team was 0-16.
Yeah.
Get him.
God damn, dude.
That is true also. The Detroit Lions are the only team in NFL history to ever complete a season 0-16.
I was rooting for the Browns to go imperfect last year, and
I was not.
and they fucked it up in Week 16. I was so offended.
No. Let's be
But it's
let's
the
be
Browns-
real here.
but
The
it's the
Browns
Browns
with the
thing to
Browns, the San Diego Chargers handed that one to them.
But I mean, come on, how Browns is it to like almost get to a record and then fuck it up and just be shitty?
Yeah.
I mean, you could have. It's not a good record, but you could have had one. So you know, I don't care who we're talking about. We always find ways to make fun of the Browns. I mean,
Yeah.
I Browns fans I actually sympathize with because like I have no beef with you guys, but
Yeah.
God damn, you don't deserve this.
Yeah. It's just so easy though.
But you know, that's the true fan. If you still go to the factory of sadness, knowing that what's going to happen, you're a true fan. You're a true fan. Like I still wonder, like, are they like Buffalo fans? Like, how do they cope with their team being shit?
Yeah.
Either way, so emotionless automaton Jim Caldwell is still the coach. I don't know why. And I've never actually seen him do anything. Like, I've never seen him like do anything but stand there with the same. If he's happy, he's got the same face as he does when he's angry. Which I assume he can feel anger. I assume they program emotions into him. Did they program emotions? Or are you at that level?
I don't know. I mean, there are coaches that can do what Jim Caldwell does, but be entertaining, like Belichick. His press conferences are wonderful.
He's just gruff. Belichick, you can see Belichick get angry. He swears, he throws shit.
Come on, guys.
No, he gets like if it's big enough, he gets angry. He's normally pretty cool. But Caldwell,
It is what it is, and we're on to Kansas City.
you could assassinate one of his players from the rafters, and he'd probably still have the same face as he did right before it happened, just standing there blank. I don't know. I mean, I want to have drinks with him. I
Just
wonder
to
what he's
see
like.
what he's like
I wanna
outside of
see
the
it.
game.
Like you get 7-8 drinks in him. What is he like? Is he out of control? Is he one of those guys that like once you put the alcohol in him, they get all crazy and start jumping off the fucking building and shit? Or is he just drunk and quiet when he drinks? I don't know. I want to know.
Couldn't tell you.
I want to know. I've heard he's a great guy.
I'm sure he is.
I'm sure he's nice. I'm sure he won't say nothing bad to you because he won't say shit.
Huh.
So
He doesn't emote.
he does not emote, which is a bit frustrating. So, for those of you who watch the Lions play and have watched Matt Stafford, a Matt Stafford touch pass has the same velocity on it as a Matt Stafford bullet, which doesn't matter because it's going to carry him off the receiver's pass into the safety's hands. So, it's Matt Stafford. He actually was pretty good last year, but
He's had a couple of 5,000-yard seasons.
I think that's if you throw the ball as much as they do.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing you can count on, guy's got a strong arm because he throws the ball 100,000 miles an hour every time. So, no touch pass from him, though. Don't expect grace. He is the second or third best passer in the division. But that's not saying much because the first passer is like the first one in the NFL, probably. I mean,
he's the second best quarterback in the division.
Yeah. For entertainment purposes, yes. for entertainment, like if I'm going to watch a game with Sam Bradford at the helm or Matt Stafford, I'm going to watch Stafford because there's bound to be some inexplicable shit that happens.
Yes.
In that game, for good or bad. There's bound to be something like, I can't believe that fucking happened. But Bradford, you're getting the same 5-yard out, 5-yard hitch.
Yawn.
Little skinny post. You're going to get the same shit.
I think he handed the ball off.
Wow. But with Stafford, you'd really never know what he's going to do.
Did he just stoink that one off his helmet?
Like he threw a bullet, concussed his center, and the defensive end picked it off and ran back for 6, but he fumbled, and they're reviewing it. So, Matt Stafford. Go Stafford.
Yeah. I mean, he's not as entertaining as Mark Sanchez, but that's just a whole different level.
Sanchez is fucking talk about
But
that.
fumble anyway.
Where's he at? Is he still in Dallas?
No,
where's he at?
They were going to sign him in Chicago, and then they decided to go in on Trubisky. We are getting to that.
Still. All right, so also Detroit. Listen, I've watched you change your uniforms. I've watched you change your scheme, and that's all nice. But actually, you guys went and made the lion more ferocious on your helmets, and that's cute.
Meow.
And that's cute and all. But you know what's even better? Winning games to go into the playoffs. That's better.
How many playoff wins since 1957?
1,
2.
2, 1.
One? No, yeah, one.
One.
Right, yeah, they made the NFC title game in 1991, but they had a bye to get to the divisional round.
There you go. It was Barry's first and only playoff appearance.
Yeah, they destroyed Dallas that year, so you must have loved that.
I love it anytime Dallas gets
But
destroyed.
then that team in Washington stomped them and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they were the better team.
Yeah.
Gibbs was a good coach, man.
He was.
He was a good coach.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so also, I already talked about this, man. Look, we can't, you guys, honestly, I hope that you guys don't see another generational talent until the Fords give that team up. The Fords have ruined football for the city of Detroit. They don't allow players who are obviously unhappy to leave. Even like you have a generational talent, and you could get so much in return. So like what made the Cowboys what they were in the 90s? Jimmy Johnson trading Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
That's what gave them all the picks that they needed to get Irving and Aikman and Smith and
Leon Lett.
That's what made that team. Like he built that core off of that one trade.
Yeah, that one trade was parlayed into 11
seriously
draft picks.
It's one of the greatest,
9 of which became starters.
One of the greatest coups ever, and I have to give you that. One of the greatest. But here you have 2 generational players, right? And they'd rather retire early because they know you're not going to let them go. This is all the Ford family.
Yeah.
The Ford family they make their players hate where they play. Like, and I get it. You work like you're used to assembly line workers and shit and robots, but these guys, they have a window. Like Megatron retired because he knew he would never see a Super Bowl, and he can't even unretire because he knows that Detroit won't give up his rights the same way Seattle did with Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, and also nitpick here. You know, diverging off the topic for a second, the nickname Megatron. I'm sorry. The city of Detroit, or whoever gave him that nickname, whoever gave it to him is a dumbass because Megatron had an arm cannon. Should have been a quarterback.
All right, well, you know what?
I'm a Transformers fan, sorry. It's a purity thing.
So listeners, if you can hit us up with how he got the name Megatron on our Facebook page, right? Dirt Diggler Shitty Sports Show. The I in shitty is actually a 1 because they won't let me write shitty. If you can hit us up with that information, right? Post it, IM it to us. I'm actually curious as to how he got the nickname Megatron because it is peculiar that a receiver would be named after a transformer that has a cannon for. It might be because he's such a big, physically imposing guy.
And then that's also another thing I have to take into account. Megatron's transformations and later iterations of the character were like tanks.
Yeah, they were weird. All right, so. Wow, let's dive to the bottom.
Oh yeah, dumpster diving
let's
time.
Let's get the diving bell, put on the old school copper suit that you used to see the Navy salvage divers wear, and let's go to the bottom of the fucking division.
We're going to the trash heap.
Let's talk about the Bears.
Go ahead. The Bears.
Go ahead, Kenny, kill them.
All right, man, come on. Jay Cutler is statistically the best quarterback to ever play for this team. Like what?
Yeah, Jay.
Are
Cutler,
you seriously?
Jay, don't care, Bear Cutler.
They sacrificed all the virgins in the state of Illinois to draft a super douche from North Carolina that the fans instantly hated. But, I mean, hey, what a draft day coup.
Well, we really took advantage of the Niners in that one.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, you got owned by a rookie GM during the draft.
Dude, John Lynch.
Seriously, they traded 3 draft picks, including the number 3 overall draft pick, to move up 1 spot to number 2 to make sure that the 49ers did not draft a guy they did not want. Dude. The Niners didn't want him. Dude. They wanted the defensive end out of Stanford. Solomon.
And they got him. And all these picks.
Yeah, and they could have, and they still could have had him at number 3.
Dude, so.
And not only that, but you paid Mike Glennon a ton of money right before drafting Trubisky, which infuriated Mike Glennon. Like, wait, well, I thought I was going to be the starter. And not only that, you're teasing us with signing Mark Sanchez. So slow me down here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this team. All right, so it's funny that Peter King.
I mean, can anyone name a star on this team?
No, they don't have any. But Peter, shit, I don't know what you're talking about.
Get him.
Like Alshon Jeffrey's in Philly now, so he's not your star, right?
Yeah.
Cutler is gone forever. So good. He's the closest thing you had to one after Jeffries.
Yeah. Your
running back, I don't know his name. You have a couple defensive linemen that are solid, but they're not goddamn stars. Nope. Your secondary is shit. Your offensive line is absolute shit. Your tight end, you have one of those? I mean.
No, the last time they had a good tight end was Martellus Bennett.
He was pretty good, though.
Yeah, and now he's in Green Bay.
Yeah, because...
he got his ring, and now he's going to go play in front of crazy fans.
Well, he'll play in front of fans that kind of appreciate them if they can get off the...
He's how many times... I mean, seriously, you got to be looking forward to Marty Saurus Rex doing a Lambeau leap.
Oh, my God. He's going to tear some shit down. But, so...
I mean, that's how much the Bears suck. We're going to start talking about the Packers again.
The Bears are so terrible in this, man. Like, this... What's funny is Chicago is a city, right?
Yeah.
Is despite having Jordan play basketball for them and winning multiple NBA titles, despite having the Blackhawks, and winning NHL championships.
Yeah, the 3 Stanley Cups this decade.
Now, they're still somehow a football town, and the team hasn't done shit since '85.
I mean, seriously. The Cubs won the World Series. The White Sox won the World Series.
And you're still a football town. I don't fucking get it. Like, Chicago, seriously.
Ever since the last Bears Super Bowl, every team in that town has won 1 or more championships.
And they still They don't give a fuck.
11 titles.
They don't give a fuck. They're all about the Bears. And I don't
Bears.
The Bears haven't been a solid team for any stretch of time since the 50s. Like before the NFL, before the merger, right?
60s.
Well,
early
the
60s with the Gale Sayers era.
All right, yeah, I'll give them that. But really, there's nothing to cheer about in Chicago with the Bears.
No.
Nothing to cheer about. You played at a college campus for a year.
Right.
Fucking come on,
The
man.
champagne toast.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Now, your shitty weather and your fog and your fucking insects descending on the fields, all that other shit, your goddamn...
You still pissed off about that one?
Pizza casseroles. Yeah, the Fog Bowl, fuck that game. Yeah, fuck that game.
I mean, Randall still threw for 400 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't see it. Couldn't fucking... But like, fuck the Bears. Fuck the Bears, dude. Hey, so you know the owner?
Yeah?
You know he drives a Honda from the 90s?
No way. I mean, he's a truly terrible motherfucker, isn't he?
He is.
He's a cheap motherfucker except when it comes time to pony up for mediocre to terrible quarterbacks. Looking at you, Cutler.
Looking at you, Cutler.
Looking at you, Glennon.
Oh, Glennon.
Looking at you, Trubisky.
How do you create a quarterback controversy with Mike Glennon?
Like, right?
How do you, like, for Mitch Trubisky? What?
I mean, seriously, Mitch Trubisky was a mid to late round evaluated first rounder.
If that.
That was his ceiling. And then all of a sudden, after the combine, he's top 5.
I don't get it. No.
And then all of a sudden, there's talk that the Browns might take him with the first overall pick.
No, the Browns are taking him.
Yeah, no, and then that nonsense subsided, and then all of a sudden, the Chicago gets it in their head that San Francisco's going to steal him.
I don't know.
And they weren't going to.
Whoever did that kind of intel is a fucking genius.
I mean, seriously, John Lynch is looking like he's going to be a great executive already, and he's barely one offseason into his first tenure.
He's gonna do great.
Good Lord, John Lynch. If there was ever a way to turn it around, I mean, in spite of a dumpster fire of an owner like Jed York, John Lynch single-handedly catapulted the Niners back into mediocrity to almost terribleness.
Well, the NFC West, which we'll cover later on in the series,
Yes.
is actually not as strong as it used to be. Seattle's still the 4th, the Cardinals have fallen apart, and the Rams are the Rams. So there's a position. They're in position to challenge us.
In spite of all the fuckery.
In spite of all the fuckery. So
Exactly, and they got a jump start from the Bears being total idiots. So that's a wrap for why your division sucks on the NFC North.
Oh, well, hold on.
Now, why is there hope?
Where there's hate, there's hope, right? So in spite of Teddy Bridgewater's injuries and the departure of Peterson and Patterson, you're still a favorite to win a division because we got a very efficient offense and a pretty solid defense. So,
yeah, I mean, that defense kept them around and kept them in playoff contention for most of the season.
It did. And the offense, being as efficient as it is, can chew up clock with those short passes. It does well to control the ball. Bradford is actually pretty good at that.
You saw that Dallas game. They almost beat them.
Like, look, people forget that while people dump on Bradford because he's not, exciting. And I get it. He's boring as shit. But he's not a bad quarterback. Like, there are worse alternatives to him. There really are. And he's a perfect fit in an offense that is conservative.
We've named 5 in this show alone.
I'm serious, man. I'm serious. So, he's not bad. All right.
Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
in terms of Green Bay, he's an elite quarterback, and he always drags the Packers kicking and screaming to 10-6 and a playoff berth they otherwise don't deserve. And in the case of last season, playoff victories they didn't deserve.
Look, let me tell you what. Look, that injury mess that was Green Bay last year, it was nice to see them put it on the Cowboys.
Of course.
To see half a team with Aaron Rodgers beat the Cowboys at home. For one, it gives the Cowboys no fucking excuses. You have no excuse. You lost to a crippled ass team at home in the playoffs after having a first round bye.
Yeah. So there's always, as long as number 12 is under center,
there's always a chance.
There's always a chance. And I mean, I feel like you can say that for a bunch of franchises, but especially in the case of Green Bay.
It's Aaron Rodgers. Some folks have gone to say he's overrated. I don't believe that.
I don't believe it at all.
Honestly, as far as raw quarterbacking ability, total package quarterback, I'm still going to say he's the best. He's like Brady is very, 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 very good. Mm-hmm. Brady's immobile. Rodgers will still hit you with his legs, and he's very good at escaping. Brady, you get to Brady, he goes down. Like, you got to protect.
And even when he tries to run, he's the slowest, most plodding son of a. He's pliable.
He runs at about half the speed of smell. But but Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, he's actually pretty mercurial. He can move. He can make you pay if you let him. But but you also know he can throw in the move.
Yeah.
So as like I said, as far as a raw talented quarterback, I think I'm still gonna give it to Rodgers. He's the most talented quarterback in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
So you got that going on for you, Green Bay. That's good.
Yeah, and okay. I mean, I really tried to find some hope with Chicago, and we tore them up pretty good just now.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can come up with is that John Fox inherited worse messes in Carolina and Denver, and he still took both teams to Super Bowls. I mean, the actual victory here is that he can get this team to 500 in a couple of years, I guess.
Yeah, he will need to stop getting fleeced in the draft.
Oh, it's not his fault that the GM's an idiot.
Well, then you need a GM. That's
Ryan
not
Pace is an idiot.
You need a GM that's not like. Did you watch the draft when they actually were looking at fans in Chicago when that draft was? Oh my God! When they made that trade, the fans there was one Green Bay fan. They're laughing his ass off. The rest of them were like, "What the fuck?" Like even the most homer of Chicago fan was like, "Fuck this." But you get a GM in there that's worth a shit. John Fox can get you the Super Bowl. He can get you there. He's proven it.
He's proven it. He's built great defenses.
So you have a rock solid head coach who's in it to win it.
You lost the offensive coordinator to the Miami Dolphins a couple seasons ago, and maybe that's suffered on the offense. But still, John Fox, the game hasn't quite passed him by yet.
We're going to see what they do. Like I said, they got a new quarterback, and they just drafted one, and hopefully Sanchez.
It's a pile of shit.
They're not in good shape right now. But like I said, there's hope in the fact that Fox is your coach. So the Lions, hey, look, you're mediocre. So hey,
you aren't bad, you aren't good.
You're just kind of there, right? You're going to win some games you probably shouldn't win, and lose some games you probably should have won. But statistically, they do better without Megatron.
Yeah,
because they stopped forcing him the ball.
Yeah,
which is crazy. But Stafford's not bad. He's actually come around a little bit, and he's looking to play a little bit more of a, I don't know, conservative. He's smarter with the ball.
Yeah,
he makes better passes. He's got some good receivers. They're kind of in the same area with like Cincinnati, in that they kind of lack discipline still. And until they are a disciplined team that plays smart football, they're going to find ways to lose games this year.
Yeah, well, see, you need less of the non-emoting android on the sideline, and you need something like what Jim Schwartz brought to the table: fire.
Well, see, Jim Schwartz, we got to remember, they collapsed because they were undisciplined as well.
True.
So Jim Schwartz, for all his defensive magnificence, and he's our DC in Philly, he's a damn good defender. He needs a lot of talented personnel to run his defense, though, because he doesn't blitz. Mm-hmm. So you need the damn strong front four with him, and he had that. But they were undisciplined.
You're talking about the Sioux era in Detroit.
And they coincide. So their lack of discipline cost them close games. Like Megatron fumbling the Calvin Johnson rule. Like,
that's the completion of the process of a catch.
Like, that's a catch, but it's not a catch.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So, all right. So, like I said, that's our NFC North coverage, and now we get into the good part. Bring on the roast.
Ooh.
You're here. I'm here. Let's do this.
Let's do this right now?
Yeah, fucking Chicago Bears. Motherfucking same logo ass having as your fucking baseball team, punk ass Bears. Piece of shit fucking Bears.
Fucking futuristic toilet bowl having stadium motherfuckers.
Fucking goddamn drafting Mitch Trubisky, trading all your picks and shit, and killing all the virgins for the sake of this piece of shit douche bro. We got booed at the Bulls game ass Bears. You fucking giving John Fox a fucking heart attack when on fucking sideline ass Bears. You fucking shitty goddamn rec league field having ass Bears with fucking, who's your running back? I don't know. Fucking Bears.
Shit.
You fucking ain't done shit since 1985.
See, you're still reminiscing about the goddamn 85 Bears, man. Like Richard Dent's gonna be walking through that motherfucking door.
Fucking Super Bowl shuffling ass punk ass bitches. Look, y'all fucking kill Sweetness. I'm fucking saying, y'all fucking kill Sweetness, and you killed everything. Fuck the Bears.
I mean, seriously, 450-pound refrigerator Perry, fucking loving ass motherfuckers.
Fucking Chicago ain't one shit. Got goddamn 6 NBA championships, but nah, y'all still gotta be all about the Bears. Sorry ass bitches.
I mean, come on. Shit.
1, 2, 3.
Shit.
All right.
We were having a little too much fun with that one.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that, man. It's gonna get better as we go. But yeah, the fucking Bears
it is a shitty sports show.
It was like, seriously, man. Like the Bears, it's It's inexplicable.
It was one of those things where we were both sitting there talking about the material we had to come up with for this show, for this segment, and we both were like, dude, we could go overboard on the Bears.
Yeah.
It was a low-hanging fruit.
So much material. And, we don't have to take the high road. Fuck that. Let's go with the easy shit and kill the Bears because there's so much to kill them over. Like, oh, my God. So, yeah, we killed the Bears, and next week we'll kill somebody else. I have an inkling of who it's going to be. And I shall keep that under wraps until the show. Like I said, game time decision. So, all right, on to the beer of the week. All right. Greetings, I'm Dirk Diggler of the Philadelphia Digglers.
And I'm Kenneth Dorksworth of the Connecticut Dorksworth.
And we are here to give you the Diggler's Shitty Game Time Beer of the Week. Beer of the Week this week, Shiner Homespun Cream Ale. Out of Shiner, the same folks, you may know Shiner Bock, right? You're like, but Shiner Bock's the name. No, Shiner Bock is the name of the company and the type of beer. Bock is a type of beer. Bock's not a fucking brand. It's a type of beer, goddamn troglodyte. So listen.
Hey, the roast was a minute ago. You good?
I'm still in the spirit.
You're in a roasty kind of mood.
I am kind of roasty right now. But
roasty toasty.
Hey, look. Shiner is the brand, and they're out of Texas. And let me tell you what. Let me taste this beer. Hold on.
Damn. It's like almost drinking a White Russian.
God damn, this is good.
Yeah.
So, 5% by volume, right? Spoltzel Brewery, Shiner, Texas. This is solid, man. This is really clean. It's smooth.
That's a game time beer.
This is a winner right here, right?
Yeah.
So I know we did the Zima, and we've done other beers that were not game, but this right here is a goddamn winner, right? But I don't see it all the time, right? So if you're able to stockpile, like if you see it in your store, grab as much of this as you can, honestly, because I don't know how long it's going to be out. Grab as much as you can, stash it. Don't drink it during camp. Don't drink it during preseason. Drink it during the games that you want to watch. Because seriously, this is a very enjoyable beer.
Yeah,
it's clean. It doesn't linger on your palate. It's solid, man. It's really one of the for a twist top beer. This is one of the better beers that I've had recently, and it was surprising. And I like it though. It's a good surprise.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised too, man. It's really good,
right? So like Kenny's, this is the first one you had like this, right? I mean, this is really good. I mean, everyone's jumping on the IPA thing right now, right?
Yeah.
And,
I'm not an IPA guy either.
I don't dislike them, but it's just like I want something else.
Yeah.
Like I like. All right. Eventually, if you ate pizza every day at every meal, you get tired of pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, it would take a while, but you'd get there. So I'm like that with IPAs. IPAs are good, but honestly, I want breweries to try something different.
Challenge my palate.
Oh, even burps well. Yeah, sure does.
All right, now we got out of our system. Let's get on to the shitty indefensibles. The hot takes of the week.
Man, all right, so hot takes, dude. Drama in New York. Here's my take on this, right? So there's no escape for Carmelo unless he does the following. And for you Knicks fans out there, this will hit close to home. You'll actually enjoy this.
Bolton, listen up.
Listen up there, Mr. Bolton. Carmelo will enlist the help of Charles Oakley in getting traded to Houston. Oakley will probably have to lay hands on Dolan because they've already had a run-in, which is going to kill Dolan because Oakley's big and strong and Dolan is the opposite of that. But it's going to free New York from his reign of tyranny, right? So everybody wins, right? The Dolan family wins because he's gone, right? Knicks fans win because their team can stop fucking sucking. Theoretically. Oakley wins because he gets to kill Dolan.
Hey, he will go to prison for a bitch like Dolan.
I think no jury would convict him.
You did New York a favor.
He did New York a great service. Blasio gives him a medal.
But the fact of the matter is, you're advocating murder.
I'm not advocating murder. I'm saying that's what's going to happen.
It's indefensible.
It's you know what? It's what it is.
Yeah.
Carmelo gets his trade.
Carmelo gets his trade.
And the NBA gets to watch the Rockets lose in the conference championship again. This time, 3 times more star power. Hey, look, everybody wins. That's my shitty, indefensible hot take. Ta-da!
Here's mine. So, we were talking about that Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fiasco that's about to happen on August 26th.
I hate both those guys.
Yeah, I hate both of them, too. But I have a feeling McGregor is going to knock Mayweather out in the first.
Only if he kicks him in the head.
But, see, Mayweather's never faced such an aggressive or brash opponent. He's not going to be the kind of guy that, feels him out. quite like Mayweather, tends to do. He's not going to let Floyd feel him out. He's going to go on the aggression, on the offensive, and he's going to connect with a couple of hands. He's going to,
You think?
he's going to surprise Mayweather with an opening flurry that knocks him on his ass.
McGregor's got more punching power than Mayweather at this point.
I think he does.
I think
just by the fact that he's older.
I think. All right.
And I think that's why Floyd plays defense so much in his fights.
Jim Brown, right? Jim Brown, like world-class athlete and like everything.
Yeah.
I tell you when he got drunk or got a little froggy and tried to swing on Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he tried he was like, "Come on, let's box, Muhammad," and he's like, "Nah, man, I don't want to." And he's like, "Come on," but Jim Brown, he's not gonna take no for an answer. He starts swinging on Muhammad Ali, who didn't even put his hands up, and just dodged every single punch. And after a good flurry of punches thrown by Jim Brown, while they're in suits walking around town, Jim Brown understood what was happening and goes, "You know what? I'm okay. We're done here." Like, I think that's what's going to happen.
So what you're saying is that no matter how old Floyd is, he's still one of the greatest boxers ever.
That's indeed what I'm saying. Listen, I'm not talking about this guy. Mayweather's not going to stand there and let McGregor. He's had better boxers come through. I don't know. That's pretty indefensible, man. That's a pretty goddamn hot take. That's like, come on, man. That's good. But yeah, I don't know, Mayweather.
I mean, hey, we ain't going to do like Chris Carter. Come on, man, here.
Mayweather. You know what though? This could be, depending on how Mayweather reacts to the shit talking, because it's crossed a few lines.
Yeah.
He might break character for the sake of being aggressive, and if he actually gets aggressive, maybe McGregor actually gets a little bit of an advantage. I don't know. McGregor's boxing film has not been good up to this date, but
it's like CM Punk's UFC. But
he could just be fluffing it. Who knows? This, honestly, I'm still on team light rigging. Let's fucking fall. Let's fall on the stage and take everybody out. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Only for Blizzard of Flames afterward. Yeah. There you go.
All right there, Mr. Sanchez.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Hey, look, that cream ale is... I know we don't belch this often on the show, but this cream ale is fantastic. I'm sorry. It's really, really good. And
a side note to all you Game of Thrones fans out there, the season premieres tonight. I'm probably not going to be able to watch it tonight.
Is it tonight?
You post spoilers on the show's page, we might have a problem.
So, go ahead and post all the spoilers you want.
Who cares? I'm probably going to read the spoilers anyway.
I'm still gonna watch the show, man.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, look, Game of Thrones is pretty good. If you like seeing like full frontal nudity from like across everything, that's the show you got to watch.
They don't discriminate with their full frontal.
Honestly, I was talking about full frontal nudity. Spartacus. Mm-hmm. I didn't quite know, and I'm sitting there watching Spartacus in my office in Afghanistan, and all of a sudden it's like screens just full of titties and muff and dick, and I'm like,
don't stop until you've spilled seed.
I'm at work. I'm like,
it's NSF dubs.
I'm like, oh my god, I can't watch this. Someone's gonna walk in here. I'm gonna get fired. But nobody cared because apparently everybody was watching bootleg copies of Spartacus. So, that's what it was. But yeah. So all right, wrapping up. Look, as always, look, I'm on YouTube. I'm on soon to be dead SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I'm on Mixcloud, which is awesome. Hey, look, if you get a chance, go to YouTube or Mixcloud. That's where I keep most of my content.
Yeah, we shouldn't be plugging SoundCloud too much longer. They got about 50 minutes left.
Then maybe someone saves them. Who knows?
Who knows?
Stranger things have happened, right? So, like I said, I'm on all those things. You can hit us up on the Facebook page. Dirt Diggler Shitty Sports Show, but replace the I in shitty with a 1. And you should be able to find us. Look, follow us, like us. You see some pretty funny content. We post some things. You can join the roasts. Because we're going to be roasting people during the week leading up to the show. So if you want to roast
all week long
AFC South teams, now's the time. Like, we're going to be posting shit come tomorrow. We'll start posting.
Yeah, we'll start posting it. I am the 2017 Houston Texans. Roast me.
And boom.
I know Chris Richmond's getting in on that.
Don't hold back. So,
that is his team, and he roasts them mercilessly.
You know, the fans of the team, honestly, no one can roast you quite like a fan.
Oh, yeah. And that's why I'm looking forward to reading my boy Richmond's.
I'm looking forward to it, too, man. So, as always, you can reach us at Dirt Diggler 2823 at gmail.com, DIRTDIGGLER 2823 at gmail.com. Send us some emails. Hit us up on the Facebook page. Leave YouTube comments.
Yes.
I am me directly, Dirt Diggler. You can, I guess, Kenny, you good with them sending you shit?
Yeah, man, KNP278 at gmail.com. Send me some comments, too.
Yeah, what it is. Oh, hey, big news, right? We actually had an Eagles page share our link to our show.
I know.
Week, right? I got left on red by Terminal Lance, but these folks came through, right? And I told them, like, we're going to roast some teams.
Off the Monster Sports hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Hey, look. Hey, what I'm saying is, folks, if you are part of a sports group or you track it and you're like, hey, I think the show would do well, ask the admins, if, like, send it to us or not or whatever, and like ask the admins if you could post a link on the page, because honestly, I think, we do a good show, and if folks seem to really enjoy it, they get a chance to listen to it.
And we'd like to grow our audience.
We would love to grow our audience because we think that we're bringing a take that, how many folks are purposely doing shitty sports shows? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, really, and we keep things interesting because we never fact check. So
no, we don't.
Fact checking is for
this
the
is an entertainment purposes only show.
Fact checking is for the week.
Did we say we were journalists when we walked into the studio? No, we did not.
Did not. So, hey, as always, it's been real. It's been fun. Kenny, the Dork, go ahead, give him a shout out.
Dork out.
Hey, Dirt Diggler, out.